But first at 5 on this busy Wednesday, we are working breaking news at the Rhode Island State House.
Minutes ago, Senate President Teresa Paiva Weed announced that she is stepping down. This comes a day after our report that she was a finalist to become president of the Hospital Association of Rhode Island.
WPRI.com reporter Ted Nesi was at the senator's announcement. He joins us live from the State House now with the breaking details. Ted?
Well, Mike Shannon, fighting back tears, Senate President Teresa Paiva Weed announced, as you said just a minute ago, she will leave the Senate in the coming days to become the president of the Hospital Association of Rhode Island. This has all happened very fast here at the State House. As you said, we first reported this in Eyewitness News last night. Paiva Weed acknowledged the word got out a little faster than she expected, but right now she is thanking her fellow senators for their work, talking about some of the accomplishments she's had. Teresa Paiva Weed has been the Senate president for more than 8 years. So this will be a big change at the State House. The expectation at this hour is that Dominic Ruggiero, the Senate Majority Leader, will take over for her. But before to get to that, let's hear a little of what Senate President Paiva Weed had to say.
This is hard. I'm happy, but it's hard. I have been serving our state for most of my adult life, and I have been rewarded with the support of so many people, and with the knowledge that each and every one of them does their best to help the working families and individuals here in our state. I've been proud to represent my home, Newport, and Jamestown, and all of the diverse issues that are so important to so many of us.
Obviously, an emotional moment for Senate President Paiva Weed as she steps down after 8 years. And now the question is going to turn to what happens next.
Yeah, Ted, you mentioned Dominic Ruggiero possibly stepping into this position. What does that mean? What's the fallout from all of this?
So, Shannon, the first question is, will Dominic Ruggiero, he's been the majority leader under Teresa Paiva Weed for her full tenure. He's actually the longest serving member of the General Assembly. Ruggiero was first elected back in 1980, first in the House, now in the Senate. The Ruggiero camp is very confident, as I talk to them here at the State House, that they have the votes for him to succeed Teresa Paiva Weed as Senate President, likely with Senator Michael McCaffrey, a Warwick Democrat, joining him as the new majority leader. But all that still has to be decided by the senators in a Senate Democratic caucus. We have not heard yet when the Democrats will come together to decide on a new leader, but that could come as soon as tomorrow, I'd expect, if not before the end of this week.
All right, Ted Nesi. Ted, thank you very much. We're going to have much more on this breaking news as soon as we learn it. Again tonight with breaking news on a major State House shakeup.
Less than 90 minutes ago, Rhode Island's longtime Senate President Teresa Paiva Weed announced that she is stepping down to become president of the Hospital Association of Rhode Island. And
her departure could pave the way for significant changes at the State House.
WPRI.com reporter Ted Nesi's been on top of this story every step of the way. He joins us now live from the State House with the breaking details. Ted?
Shannon, Mike, Teresa Paiva Weed was the first woman to lead the Rhode Island Senate, and today she said the time has come to move on. Surrounded by her fellow senators and choking back tears, Paiva Weed announced she will retire after 24 years in the Senate and 8 as its leader, confirming a move we first reported Tuesday that she will take over as president of the Hospital Association of Rhode Island. The Newport Democrat says she's proud of what she accomplished as an elected leader.
We've worked together to provide health insurance for children and reduce the incidence of lead poisoning. We've improved the environment, and we've made investments in clean water. We've reformed our support programs to keep families together and take care of people's most basic human needs. And we've continued to work together to build an effectual education system, developed an education formula, and created a sound business environment.
And the focus now, of course, turns to who's going to succeed Teresa Paiva Weed as Senate President. And I'm joined by a man who might know something about that, Senate Majority Leader Dominic Ruggiero. Senator, first, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you, Ted.
So, Senator, do you think you have the votes to become the new Senate President?
Well, we're having a caucus tomorrow, but I think at this point in time, I do have the votes to be the Senate President.
And how does the process work now? What are the senators going to be doing now that Teresa Paiva Weed has announced she's finishing out her tenure?
Well, as I said, we're going to caucus tomorrow at 3 o'clock. She's going to resign as the President of the Senate. At that time, I will resign as the Senate Majority Leader, and then we will elect the new Senate Majority Leader. And then after that, we will have a straw poll as far as who will be the Senate President. And as you know, that process is done on the floor with a vote of both Democrats and the Republicans, the whole body on the floor of the Senate.
A lot of speculation you'll choose Warwick Democrat Michael McCaffrey as Senate Majority Leader if you become Senate President. Is that true?
I am supporting Michael McCaffrey for that slot. I've worked with Michael McCaffrey over the years. He's been an outstanding chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and I'm looking forward to working along with him and Senator Mary Ellen Goodwin, who I anticipate will continue to be the whip.
And finally, Senator, you're the longest-serving member of the General Assembly. You were elected in 1980, not to age you or anything on TV tonight, but now that you're going to be in the top job, what will your priorities be if you do become Senate President?
First of all, I want to say there is no replacing Senator Teresa Paiva Weed. She has been absolutely phenomenal. I've worked with her since she came up here, and we work together very well. My priorities are and have been workforce development, job development, and economic development. I feel that we have a lot of land in the state for development in the Newport area, in the East Providence area, and in the Providence area, and I think that's right for development and right for bringing companies in and increasing work opportunities for the citizens of the state.
All right, Senator, thank you for joining me. I'm Ted Nesi reporting live from the State House. I'll send it back to you in the studio.